like videos. Videos are the biggest way to have public resources. Information, scouting forms that are already filled out about other teams, another team, publishing that. This is one of the things that they look at and are like, okay, this is good. So yeah, you can also give presentations, which is another thing as well. So more as a presentation, you can also give presentations to an audience of at least 15 local first class competition. So more as a presentation, you can also give presentations. You can also have ads. So as long as it's published publicly, and the more you have, the better it's going to be. Wait, nope. This is partial. This is awesome. I'm going to see if we can get there.
Right.
No. Don't give me a sugar bar. Wow, that hurt. You get both with the light cabinet. Wow, that hurt. That wasn't mine. 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 That wasn't mine.
Hello?
Yeah, it's appearing. It's registering.
Okay, so we're
Hey, there we go. It's normal now.
Which one? Oh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, detail.
Okay.
Oh, that's okay. I'll see you in a couple minutes. So yeah, bye. Tariq's coming.
so strange.
That's cool. Okay. Let's set our stuff up so that way it doesn't
Yeah,
work.
we all like this. Okay.
It's working now.
Yeah, we got it working.
Yeah.
It should be facing this way though. Can you put thingies on those?
Put what thingies on there?
The yellow thing, we don't use. These.
Oh, those? Yeah. Okay, well, you can sit and reposition everything while I take care of this. Oh, those? Yeah. Okay, well, you can sit and reposition everything while I take care of this. Somebody told me
We like.
What do you mean? It's a great way to showcase what we are accomplishing all the time.
I just imagine them now. Imagine all the things you could be doing that are productive.
Yeah, but now that we've figured it all out, we've got it completely set up. We don't have to worry about it ever again.
Hey, this is Tarif.
Hi.
So yeah, Darius, Megan, they'll be able to help you. What do you want to do first?
Let's see, whose computer would be the best? Darius, can we buy you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave them in there. Traffic open to join?
Oh.
You guys go over there, huh? Are you trying to join at all? What? I'm just trying to learn propane?
Let me
We got
teach.
some.
He built a robot, or at least
I made a wrecking
And if
ball.
she asks me again like she just did, she won't be back.
And I made this wrecking
more-
ball.
I'm more
Something is
into
that I'm more of an asset.
something that's like building can help me, but like coding can universally help me. Not just building robots. I'm not interested in building robots. I'm learning how to do more than building robots. Sorry.
I made this wrecking ball.
You did? That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's a journey.
And I put the rubber string, I put the rubber thing in there,
No, I did it on my own.
put this hook in it. First, this rubber thing was a fake bomb. Then I added this hook in to make it a wrecking ball tail.
Really?
Yeah, then I hook it
We
to
have
my
to get it
pants.
solely from like corporate sponsors. Yeah, we have sponsorship from Bowen. We actually got $100 from Pizza Pizza. Stuff like that. We've had like Ameren, Monsanto, stuff like that. But like we have to make a letter and reach out to them and try and get them, back. Oh, we've tried colleges. I think we're all that.
Wrecking tail, max.
So, how'd you learn how to do all this stuff?
I have a computer class, computer science.
Yeah, I took
cool.
that too.
It's like
You
a
learn
tail.
Python.
Yeah.
I took that my sophomore year. So like, but how'd you learn how to do all this stuff?
There we
Well,
go.
I'm in computer science AP.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, I took computer science when it first
Mario.
came. What are you? A sophomore?
Yeah.
I figured. Oh, you're taking it now?
They
Yeah.
held up a tool that was most
It's really easy though.
They held it up and it
okay,
was connected
yeah,
and
it
it was
was
definitely not what I needed.
Oopsies. It's easy for me too. But towards the end, I just stopped caring. But now I care more.
You stopped caring? What do you mean?
Well, like when you take a class for so long and it's the same thing over and over again, and it's not that challenging, you lose interest.
Yeah. Really boring. So easy.
Okay. So what program do you guys use?
Computer science we use BJ, but here we use
Well, you use what?
BlueJ.
BlueJ.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
I'm writing a letter
Well,
for the parents.
Blue
to
Jay,
give out
what
to
else?
Parents. And
Um,
literally,
let's
Shlomo's
just Blue Jay
comment
for now.
is, you gotta shout out to the homies and then you can talk about important stuff.
Okay.
What the heck?
So,
Okay. Shout out to Emo's Pizza.
Down to Emo's Pizza, Boeing.
so what are you doing?
I think him and Sean
You
will
wanna
want
go?
more attention.
Yeah, we do Android Studio and we're doing another one, which is Microsoft something. Microsoft. No, not the right thing.
Wait, there's
This
in there.
Microsoft Visual Studio Code. Yeah, we're doing.
Okay. Because you guys don't learn. You just learn the basic, the C++, Java, and
We don't use C++. We only use Java.
Yeah.
Plus is a lot better than
Yeah.
in my opinion. It makes some things less complicated.
Yeah, but
It does make other things more complicated.
it would have been easier to teach it if I had some kind of prior experience with it. But I just haven't.
okay. So you know Java?
Yeah.
Okay. So like, can you teach me?
Huh?
I guess there's gonna be functions, right? And I'm pretty sure I can just make a cheat sheet and just use that when I'm tracking stuff down.
What are you trying to do with it? What are you trying to do with it?
I'm just trying to apply this knowledge to like other coding, like Lua, and then from there,
Did they use my stripper?
The wire stripper?
Yeah.
my end goal.
It's in mechanical.
I want my strippers.
Okay. My end goal is
So
to
a
make
lot of people, Megan.
my end goal is to make money off it.
Um,
But like Roblox, yeah, basically making games for that because those games are pretty stupid when it makes a lot of money.
yeah.
Alright, I'll have to and then my little brother loves it. Like those games where all you do is like you grind and the easier way instead of grinding is to pay money for it. Basically do that, have that.
That would be nice.
Yeah, that's a form of passive income. Because I learned a lot of this stuff online. Like rich people don't have one source of income; they have multiple. So I'm gonna learn how to make that a passive income. And I thought about doing what's it called, drop shipping, but that's I find that too much of a risk, and I have a lot to lose, initially, and I also don't have much background knowledge unless I took class about it. This, I don't have that choice. Probably like buying the membership in order to get paid. Because you know you can get paid off of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm looking for some knowledge.
That one's one covers.
Yeah. No, those are Crippers.
It's the.
Oh wait.
Crippers is the one where you like clean it and go.
Yeah, we did the triple.
Yeah, we needed it yesterday. We used it yesterday.
Like,
I
where,
already checked this
where are
out.
you going to teach right now?
Huh?
Where are you teaching right now?
Well, I'm trying to load up
So how long did it take you to learn this?
Android Studio. I'm still learning. Okay, well, let me phrase that. You're gonna still be learning even when you think you know. Wrong, you're wrong. There you go. So here's a fancy thing for you.
Thank you. So kind.
Oh, this is your shirt. During the FRC season, the better question is when are we not meeting?
Is it season right now?
Yeah, so right now we're in the middle of the FRC season, which means we only get 6 weeks to build a robot.
Oh, that's what you guys are doing now.
Yeah, so 2 weeks down. Yeah, we're missing 2 weeks already because the snowstorm basically canceled our FTC competition, and since we dedicated those last few days to FTC, because we thought we were going to be competing in it, we basically ended up wasting the first week of FRC. And then the second week is this week, and we only have gotten to meet twice.
Yeah.
Today's our 3rd time. We won't be meeting tomorrow. Why are we?
There was gonna be snow in the forecast.
Oh yeah.
Snowing, it's not supposed to start till 9.
Yeah, it's supposed to start much later, so maybe I won't be there for it regardless. So
And
Yeah, I
I
have
know a
stuff to
lot
do
of
tomorrow.
questions about this, but I don't think you'll be able to answer all of it.
I mean, I can try, and if not, we can go to our best friend Google.
Okay. Just like with code, right? Like, I understand that, it runs on, line by line and stuff.
Yeah.
So if you were to put like set a function, it'll read that function. But what if you were to make the function, but you set it later, towards the end, it would not read that function.
That's actually how we do it.
Really?
So we put our functions at the bottom of the code, and then it's sort of like, how there's always a little index in the back of glossaries and stuff? It's kind of like our little index. It sits at the bottom of the code, and then the top of the code just uses it.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter where you put it in the code as long as it's in the code, and you're not putting it within the wrong strings.
Okay.
So I'm gonna start you on what we use for FTC because it's a lot easier to learn and much easier to pick up.
So what's this called?
This computer is a laptop.
No. I mean the
Android
Oh,
Studio.
the program.
Yeah,
It's
program.
called Android Studio. It's pretty easy to
How
download,
much
easy to
is it
set up.
cost?
It's free.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then when you finish your first piece of code, we'll even load it up onto our FRC bot, or FTC bot, so you can see how it works when you put it into because I'm going to teach you basically the code that we use, what we use when we're designing the robot, which is autonomous, and it's pretty much kind of what you're looking for. There's other types that you can use.
Oh wait.
There's other types of strands that you can use, like printing out words and stuff that we don't usually use on our robots.
Did Aiden give me money?
I don't remember him coming in with money.
Hope he didn't.
Yeah, everybody's.
Alexis, Josh out?
I'm not taking you away from anything.
No, no, I can barely figure out what we're doing for FRC. So I mean, you're giving me a nice break.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about just as I learn, I'll bring my laptop because it's faster.
Yeah.
Did you try CodeHS?
Ooh, yeah.
CodeHS, did you try that?
CodeHS and CodeHS.
CodeHS. It's like a website you can learn.
Does it take
Yeah.
all?
If you're not in
A
here,
lot of them.
yeah. So if you're not in here, working on that, both of them are browser websites, which means that you just have to go online, log in, and then you access it without having to download anything. And it gives you some practice with stuff that's not just strictly robotics type code, but also other types of code that you can use Like, oh, I want it to print out this set of words. Oh, I want it to do this type of task. It's pretty cool, and I'll even add you to our classroom if I can ever get that up on the computer.
So, with Code HS, like,
Yeah.
okay.
It's what all the computer science teachers use to help teach code because it's just that good.
So it has assignments that you have to pay for the assignments?
No. So I have an account as a teacher, and so I choose the program/assignments that I want them to use, and then you get free access to that, and you can just basically use however you want.
So as a teacher, you can choose which one, but like if I create it as a student,
Then you get added to my classroom, and you gain access to everything that I have loaded up as a teacher. For a
You can
course.
also do it personally. You can make a student account and just sign up for certain lessons. Like you can learn HTML, C++, all that stuff.
Yeah.
You can learn that by yourself. You can like
okay.
you don't need to sign up for a class. You're like a teacher. But
Yeah, so you're
you
not
can do it
limited
yourself.
at all.
Study personally and now you know.
Alright, because I want to learn this, and then after that, I want to learn Lua.
Did you bring him down too?
You know,
Yeah, I brought him down.
Did you grab
I
him?
want to learn that.
Somebody
So as soon as I learn
because
that,
it wasn't there
it'll
when we
be
were leaving.
much easier
I made
to
sure
create a
everything
game.
was out of there.
I mean, Lua is based off of Python.
Really?
Yeah, it's based off of Python.
Because like that's why I understand it. Like I understand most of the functions really well because it's from stuff I learned from Python. But like,
It's a custom-made Python.
okay, but it's just application. The application of it is just what's like getting to me. Because I haven't had to challenge myself. I need something to challenge me. Like I need multiple challenges so I can learn how to think for myself. You know. That's my only issue. I can't make code by myself unless you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
you have the ability to do it, you know what to do, but you don't have like the thought process.
Yeah.
You're not able to create new.
Yeah, because this stuff takes like
For example,
creativity.
like you don't know how to if you wanted to make an animal class or whatever, or just like following directions. Like,
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
having problem following directions, or are you having problem creating a new like unusual thing?
Yeah, creating my own thing. I don't have a problem following directions. I can follow directions. Just like going from like I want to go from like following directions to being like the one that like creates everything. You know.
I need to find
I kind of like doing
wire
that myself too,
strippers.
which is why I don't
Yes, so
follow
they're
along.
blue and
I
black.
try
They
to
don't
do
look like
my own
that.
thing and just figure it out myself. 'Cause,
Basically,
yeah, you just ask
hold
teacher
photo.
for help.
Okay. So like,
Just-
so you said Lua is like, how do you know all this stuff?
Well, I actually learned Lua.
Really?
I don't remember because I actually only like used it a while ago.
Well, like, where'd you learn it from? Was it from school?
No, I just looked it up.
why do none of these look like mine?
I just like, I think it was like
But would you
something
know how
with
to
the
apply
I
it?
have
though?
seen a pair of those in the garage.
yeah.
This. That's what I'm looking for.
I don't think that's what I saw in the garage, but I'll go look. 'Cause I did see
Those
one.
are
like-
I
class
know what
code?
those are. Those are terrifying.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
What's your
and
name?
I will. Maggie?
Yeah.
Megan.
Oh, okay. Hey, Megan, what's up, class code?
Let me load up the class.
I learned from this guy. Yeah. It's pretty outdated, but it has all the stuff.
It works. Like, because I usually don't watch videos that are pretty old. I watch.
I mean,
No, I don't know my
it's not gonna
information.
change like that much.
Okay.
Obviously, something's gonna be decapitated. I don't know if this is the right word, but like.
I mean, but like,
Changes.
the thing is, like, I tried learning, so like the browser for.
Oh, hey, I do know my stuff.
I mean,
Okay,
slightly, like Roblox Studios.
Okay, that's the code.
What's it
67.
called? Peas.
Peace Factor. But I just sat through one day. I was having trouble learning it, but I just sat through one day and just sat down and just make myself learn it.
Okay, so what's it called?
Code HS 67 A
Oh, class code.
big A.
Big A.
88.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. That should add you to the one that I use.
Now finish it now.
But like, you're not gonna be able to learn how to do that by like reading in doing like classes. It's learning you can learn by yourself. I mean, you can
It
get
will not be
help,
there.
but like
I
it's something you
have
can
not
do
moved that
mostly by
before
yourself. It's personal skill.
FCC was posted.
You can't just be told how to do it.
Yeah, I mean, like it's a lot of remembering like small things. Each thing is like
Comprehension, understanding what the language and knowing how to put it all together, and then knowing how to breaking up the different things you need to do in this task, and then breaking that into like kind of like thinking of it like a program, like a computer, just one step at a time. For example, if you wanted to make a robot turn, set the power left power to the negative and right power to the positive to make it turn left. Well, it's not really good right now. You'll be taught, but so here, this is our autonomous code. It shouldn't be in there because we used it last meeting for the curriculum fair. I would think it would be in the garage. It's not in
Well, and I checked the garage, and they insisted that they didn't have it.
the boxes in the cart.
I checked most of them. I'll go check again though.
Okay, so
red number ones in there.
top right there. Those are the imports. They're basically importing other pieces of code into the code.
from the files that are on from the files that are on the computer.
Yeah, very top. See import.
So like, what's this first ORG? What is that? Is that like the parent?
Yeah, that's the parent. That's
Okay.
where it's located. That's the package.
Okay, and then what's this first inspired?
Yeah, if you go to like the robot controller, like right there on the side, the left side. Open that. Yeah. No.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit, maybe it's. Go to team code actually. Go to team code. In Java? Yeah. It's in there.
Oh, okay. So
Give me
you,
a name?
so wait,
Yeah.
what,
Package.
okay, org is like this entire thing, right?
Yeah, that's the package that you're using.
Okay.
And you see it at autonomous, like right above the public class. Like right above public class, there's at autonomous.
Oh, this one?
No, right above public class. Look down a little bit.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I see it. I'm still very confused. I need to learn stuff. I feel like you're on step 10.
Oh, I just told you where to go. It's just at autonomous.
Okay.
That's used for the phones. It just tells the phones that's autonomous, so that's not going to be used right now. See public class. Actually, make a new Java. Make a new Java class. You go to the package on the list. There's the Explorer package, the Explorer list. Go into the package. Right click it. Which one? Package. Which was the org dot.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, that's package.
Okay.
Right click it. New. Yeah, top.
Oh, there it is.
In the Java class. It's top. Didn't name it.
I'm going to read that one together. Chairman's award is going to limit to 12 minutes total. Up to 7 minutes for a presentation by the team to set up, and up to 5 minutes for question and answer led by the
I can't do this with wireless camera. I was thinking about the wireless camera. I want to get a wireless camera instead of having a wired one, because like then you can just walk around and show everyone on camera. And just like walk around, take a vlog, kind of. This is just
On the wall.
oh that's the wall of programming heads. There's I don't know those people. I know the last two.
I know.
This person was that for
Anybody else?
This is Josh Kupka. He's the only one that comes often.
Aiden's tricks again.
Okay. So you're in the new class, but okay. You accept it and create a new class.
Okay.
So I have a question for
Okay.
Jen.
So go back to the Thomas one. It's on the little thing at the top.
Things are fancy.
Those little tabs.
No, and I love them.
Yeah. Now compare that to your new class. What do you see is different?
It's so much easier with those.
No, that's why I
It
love them.
has the public class in the package.
They were in the
That's what it has. Go back.
box with all the.
Go back. It has only the public class
Yeah.
and the package. Another difference is the name. Public class and then it says big class.
Yeah. And then it extends.
Yeah. Basically, it extends upon the already existing program, the already existing code. It extends that, and we're just using that code to
Bidman's
make
gonna
our
give
own
me a
code.
free soda for
So
finding
go
those.
back to
Can I just
yours.
take it off my dues for finding the clamps? He said.
And if you
Alright.
write that, right, it extends. Oh, linear. Yeah.
There's a marker.
Extends.
Oh.
But it's
Oh, here it is.
Oh. There's this. You should have a green one as well.
so like so what type of function is extend? They're in different colors apparently.
Extends is just like, it's how you do an abstract class, basically. It's like, it's taking the code that's already existing and basically making a copy of that without the code inside of it. So like, you're copying the run out mode and all that stuff, you're copying that, but without the actual information that's inside of it.
You're using words that are
Stop using big words.
I'm sorry. I'm not good at teaching. So.
Okay.
You want
Okay.
to teach?
Sure. Can you know how to do wiring, right? Or at least get these onto these?
Yeah, just click
Okay.
it, right?
Yeah. You'll be fine. Okay. Don't worry. Okay. So, you have this thingy called your public class. Now, we're going to be teaching you how to do an autonomous code. So, what we need to do is we need to put it into an op mode that relates back to how we're going to run it. Now, how we usually run our autonomous is so that way the code is read basically like a book, you know, from each line by line in a linear fashion, which is why in this case we would be extending it to the linear op mode. So if you hit space, of course it's not giving us the option here.
How do I unprint this? How do I let this go?
You basically fight it.
Except this one is not self.
Fight it? What do you mean?
Like, I mean, you fight it. Like, there. So now you have a linear op mode, and as you can see, it now says op mode up there. And then,
oh, so you're adding extra stuff.
yeah. Yeah, it's just no, you're not.
Close that one.
Yeah, I don't know why he's there.
What if it was too many lines?
There's no capping on it.
It's gonna fire stuff, but you have it on that.
Oh, because it's right there. For the extends.
So, you know why I said earlier, the video format is as follows. A 16 or 9
No, before the extends.
not more than 3 minutes long,
Why is it-
no shorter than 1 minute long. Includes a
Before the extends, you have the little thing there.
creative copyright.
That should not be there. It should be after the extends.
Okay, yeah, there, it fixed itself.
You can make this stuff.
Oh, so it's like a
You worry about the squiggly lines dance. The squiggly lines fix themselves. So, since you're doing an autonomous code, we got to declare it as an autonomous code. So, we use these things, we use cell phones. And on the cell phones, there's two main files that you can open from, an autonomous and a teleapp. So this is basically what defines the teleapp section from the autonomous section. And that's just a simple matter of typing at autonomous. So you got at right there.
In between.
Yep. Do at capital autonomous. There you go. So now you're claiming it as an autonomous code. So when you open up your phone, you pull it up, it says autonomous, or it'll be under the autonomous file. And then you just hit enter again. You're going to be hitting enter a lot. Let me pull out an example, pull up an example code to show you. I'll just use this one. But basically, what I'm going to teach you today is very, very basic code. So, we're going to have our robot moving around, but on a second by second basis. So when you set up your code, you're going to set up, say, if the runtime of this robot is less than 4 seconds, then the robot will do this. And then once it hits 4 seconds, the robot will stop. Because obviously, you're going past the 4 seconds. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of if-else statements.
If all?
If-else. So, if this happens, then this happens. Else, if this happens, then this will happen. And it's kind of, it gets really repetitive after a while.
Okay, is it going to be an else if then?
Yeah, it will essentially look like that when you start typing it up. So,
You're gonna type it?
yeah, I'm just showing him
Oh.
what it looks like. Where is the one that we really... Okay, I'm gonna use this... No, I really want to use autonomous. Where's... This one it? No, it's not. No, it's not. Oh, it's right there. So... as you can see, we are using motors. So, what the motors basically do is they allow the robot to move around, or the component of the robot to move around at various speeds that you want to set it to. So if you want the robot to move at max speed, you set it to a full 1. And if you want it to move at half speed, then it's 0.5. It's kind of like if you converted percentages to decimals, basically.
Okay.
But before we can even do that, we have to be able to call on our motors. So, our robot is going to have 2 motors, a left motor and a right motor, represented by the letters LM and RM.
But how does it know? How does it know it's left?
You'd be so excellent.
Well, it's defined by how you set it up on the robot. So, you design your code, and then there's a whole different thing on the robot's app that you just click on it, you define, okay, this motor is set to this, this
phones are?
Yeah, the phones are in the garage. But, I mean, if I really wanted to, I could swap the motors out at any time. It's just a matter of what motor is defined as what, basically name. So, like, I can go into the robot right now and completely flip the motors without actually having to change anything in my code. This is just mostly for you to better understand how you're coding your robot. So go ahead and type out DC motor LM and RM, because that's going to represent your motors that you are now going to be calling to action. Yep, DC motor LM, semicolon, semicolon, semicolon. And then DC motor RM, semicolon. What?
Do you have a motor?
A motor? You will in a second.
Okay. And then
Okay.
do I have to write
Ignore-
DC motor L2?
Ignore that. That is lift stuff that you don't have to worry about. actually set it up so that way you don't have to worry about it.
Wait, you making a note?
Sort of. Did I do it wrong? No, I did it right. Wait. No, I did it wrong.
Look at this multi-line. There's just one line.
Yeah, I know. I'm changing it in a hot second. I was originally going to do one line and then I was like, eh.
Wasn't supposed to be in here? Oh. This came out. Megan? Came out.
Yeah, it's supposed to do that. It makes transportation easy. Okay, so yeah, ignore anything that I put in comments. Since we're running on a second-by-second basis, obviously we will need to set up.
Sorry to interrupt you, but that's a block comment, right?
What is this?
Yeah, that's a block comment?
Yeah, so I blocked out an entire section and made it into a comment so it won't be used in the actual code.
You can tell who the girls are on there.
Clearly.
Thank you.
And as a response to you saying that would be like, well, nobody's got time for that. So obviously we need to set up a timer. So that's what this whole line is it's basically saying, okay, here's a new timer for you to use. So if you want, you can go ahead and type that out. The code.
Private elapsed runtime equals new elapsed, okay.
Yep, private elapsed time equals private elapsed time runtime equals new elapsed time.
Why? Okay, so what does private mean? What
Private sets it to the code itself, so it won't be used anywhere else
except for this code?
Except for this code, right?
Okay. And then the elapsed time is the name of it that you just named it?
Yeah, it's this is what we use for all timers. It's basically, this is the time that elapses in our code. So, if you want to see like a better, I'm better at drawing pictures than I am at telling people stuff.
So, and then the public is used for universal code.
Yeah, public is like, okay, this can be used anywhere.
So you don't have to state it once, right? Or do you have to state it every time you use it?
You have to this whole section you have to use every single time you make a new code.
I mean public.
Public? No, you have to type it out every single time.
Okay, for each code?
Yes.
Okay. But it works the same way, right?
Yeah, it works basically the exact same way. Don't stress. It just makes this that way when you go to use the code in the...
Push that up?
Huh?
Push that up? Oh, no.
You're supposed to push it.
I thought you did it. You just crushed it and then just set it there.
Yeah, but...
Very well.
Yeah. Wow, this is really stuck.
Oh, shoot.
That's only when you Google it.
Did you tell them why you're making it DC motor?
Yeah. Oh.
I put the other trophy and clothing in up there.
Okay. My parents are coming, my family's coming down the hill right now, so I gotta go. I did not think they were going to be here this soon, but then I looked at the time and it's 4:15.
Okay.
So
it's set.
Just keep going from there. If you still can't figure out how to uncrypt it, Google it, because Google is your best friend. Oh, my charger.
I'm gonna do it right now, so I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah. Okay. I am out.
So where did you leave off?
Oh, that's me and you too, Megan.
So where did you leave off?
I learned what a private is, and I set a function. Elapsed time is the function I set. The runtime.
It's not a function. That's a variable.
Oh, so I set a variable.
Yeah, that's a variable. You see, runtime right there. That's a variable name.
I thought it was elapsed time. It's a variable name.
Lifetime is an object. It's like it's not an object. It's a class. And you're using that class.
Okay. And then they
last time class and then they runtime.
I'm not naming it runtime. I thought I was naming it
That's not the runtime. Runtime. So like for the working in a variable, you make it like the height is, I'll click on private, height, and then name, and then it says equal to something.
Okay.
In this case, it would be equal to new
Okay.
class.
No, can you stop right there? Can you like? Okay, so this said like first you said you're stating whether it's private or public.
Yeah.
So private meaning it's only for this code, and then elapsed runtime is the name of the variable.
It's the class.
It's a class of the variable.
It's basically a program, imported program.
Is it
See up here? It says this import method. It's importing another class.
Alright, so it's an imported program, and then runtime is.
So basically, one time it's just a clock. That's what it is. It's just a clock.
I mean, but what's the, like it's a clock, but we're gonna make it a clock, right?
Yeah.
But is it already set as a clock?
Yeah, it's already a clock.
Because of elapsed runtime. Because of elapsed time.
Yeah,
We're just naming it runtime.
you don't have to name it. You can name it like anything.
So I can change runtime to anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just
So,
typically use runtime here.
okay. So okay. I can name. This is what I name elapsed time instead of using elapsed time because elapsed time can be used for multiple things.
Yeah, make it like elapsed time things. I don't. Yeah, up there. See up there? I made 2 elapsed times. Like that.
So you have to name them. You name them different things. Okay, because you might need to use elapsed time for multiple different things.
Yeah.
All right. I understand.
Do you know what the
that.
method is? Dot get. Dot get. That's the method. Did you get there yet?
Which one?
Did you get there? That right there? Give me 1 second. I'm gonna learn how to cramp. So you are at override. Can you guess what that does? Can you guess what it does at override?
Yeah, at override.
Yeah.
I don't know what that does.
Can you guess? Try guessing.
Well, it overrides the initial instructions from the package.
I don't know exactly what it does. What I do know is that it basically allows it. It's like when you open a program, you do like this. It's basically what it does. It basically gives it permission to do whatever it needs to get done.
So run is okay. So basically, it gives it all control to do what it wants.
Yeah. This gives it admin permissions.
So what about like add autonomous? So
That's
what's the difference between add autonomous, yeah, and override? Add override.
Let's talk about the phones to show you.
Don't break anything. You can hear the jazz from in here. That's good.
What?
You can hear the jazz from in here.
Yeah, it's on solid.
Oh, the sounds metal.
Metal?
Makes it more dead.
I said jazz. Straight up.
So we've got to turn these off. They're almost dead. Okay. Okay. So in here, there's a teleop and
so
there's
loud.
autonomous. When it's come up closer a little bit. So on here, there's this, right? There's at times. Up here is at teleop, which for the phones, there's autonomous and there's teleop. That basically tells it if it's autonomous code or if it's teleop.
It's like that, so.
Yeah. You told me about that.
Yeah. Override is basically a different way of doing it. It's telling it It's telling the program that it's
It doesn't check IP address.
at override. It's basically giving it admin first. It's telling it that it can override things.
Okay, so it's not going to be at either one of those.
Well, I was never
at
on.
Zodiac or at autonomous.
I was never on.
So
when you tried
it's
to-
its own special thing.
Yeah.
So I might have to.
Its own special.
But how does it what does it pop up?
It pops up as.
What does at override?
Is it LAN? Or is it just
I don't know if that.
like LAN?
I guess that
Or
connected maybe.
official?
But it's not,
I mean, no. When I made it, like I got on it for a while,
it doesn't.
and then I got back off. And I was like, okay,
Yeah, it
well,
doesn't. It pops up on here. It just gives it admin permission to do whatever needs to get done. It lets it do whatever needs to get done. That's not mine.
oh, actually, I did it.
Alright, so
So like, it just basically gives it admin permission.
alright. So that's it for at override.
Yeah.
Get out the way!
Get out. Hey, I'm stretched.
That's racist.
That's not even racist.
It's not racist, man.
A Chinese person can have what's
Okay. In this public void runout mode. What does public mean?
Public means it can be used by all scripts, basically.
Void means that it is it means it isn't returning anything. So
Write that down.
yeah.
Right. And then why does it have this thing here? What is this for? Is this like the limits between the codes?
Yeah.
This is basically the end of the code.
Yeah, that's like the open and close.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you. So public.
And then there's the runout mode, which is a requirement name. You cannot change the name because this is an imported name, and this is required for extended runout mode.
So it's called run.
Out mode. It should autofill for you.
It's not. Set.
You spell it right?
Yeah. Run up mode.
And then there's the two parentheses,
Yeah.
open and close.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the brace.
The brace.
Yeah, open brace and then close brace, and then inside the the brace area.
Okay. Open brace, close brace. My bad. I put the wrong one. So, I didn't know that's what it was called. Okay.
Yeah, it's like the curly brackets. Those
Yeah.
are braces.
Should I press enter?
Yeah, you want to like go inside of them.
Yeah, but it's not importing it.
What do you mean?
Run out mode. It's not importing run out mode.
It's important to me.
No, I don't see it up
Yeah,
here.
it's important in the linear out mode. Yeah,
what-
it's within the linear out mode.
Oh, okay. It's in.
Yeah, so it's already imported.
Okay. And then in there, we.
We have to map it. So on the phones, I can't show you right now.
So are we making strings?
No. We're kind of setting it equal to something. We're making it basically a variable we can use for the wait, this is spare. For the phones. So like for example, on the phones, there's a hardware map thing. For this, there's LM, RM, and there's LP, right? You just have in the ports, as ports for the robot, you plug it into each of the ports. Ports have a number assigned to them, and on the phone, you assign a name to what port you're assigned to. So like, port 0 could be like LM, port 1 could be RM.
Okay, but I don't see the word port in there at all.
Yeah, it's because it's on the phone. I would show you right now, but the phones aren't charged, so
I can imagine.
I'll
So-
show you if it.
LM hardware doc motor dot get
DC motor.
hmm?
DC motor.
DC motor
Yeah.
dot get, and then that's not a string. What's it called then?
I mean, that's the string.
Okay.
That's what it's being named, but it itself is not a string. It's like a location.
Okay. So they're all in the same location.
Not really. Like,
Wait, but they're all the same thing, right?
basically, this is saying LM equals hardware map that DC motor that get is saying go to the hardware maps, go to the DC motor section of hardware maps, and then within that look for something that is named LM. If you find one, set that variable as that. Same for RM and LT. And then there's
So it's basically saying click, like when you click that, it's gonna get that for you.
when you start autonomous, it will automatically get it for you if you have it mapped on your
Oh,
phone.
but you don't have to click it first. Just all you have to do is click autonomous. You don't have to click LM.
No, you already mapped it. You should already have mapped. I will show you actually. I think it should be on it. I promise. This one might be a spare. This one's a spare. I can't really show you right now, but I'll show you when I can. Let's plug this in real quick. Did you do it on there? Did you do it? Did you write it? Type it out?
Can you try my phone, please?
We don't have that many chargers. Oh, yeah, you can plug it in.
Yeah, my phone.
You were asking to plug it into there.
Somewhere. Anywhere that's open, really. Open. So this isn't at override at all?
What?
We're not doing at override.
No.
Okay.
You should already have done that. Oh, yeah. You put it over the we're not mode. It's called a method. It's called a method. We're not mode. It's a method.
Okay. Method. And explain to me what a method is. Exactly.
It's like the way I understand it is it's basically like an error with like code, right? Unlike a constructor, which I believe is kind of like a static void, I believe.
What's a constructor?
It's like I believe it's like where it starts. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not like up in depth with my vocab, but yeah. The method's like where like you do like functions, right?
A method is where you set your function. So method.
No, it's like a function is a method. Roblox is called a function. On here it's called a method.
Oh, okay. I get it.
So like for example,
You're saying
you
wait.
can make like a Roblox function. Can you make that one?
Function to basically like get. So like.
It's at 5:15.
Like set this.
It's at 5:15. Maybe there was 5:15.
So basically,
Where all the bad kids go?
you set a variable, and once you set
And a
that
couple of them
variable,
went to,
it's gonna be like so the variable if touched,
You're not allowed to do
like so second
I know where to go.
if
it's not the first time. Next is my next. Wait, what? Whoa.
if touched, like the name of the variable is touched. Like I could name it touched or something. So if touched equals fully.
It's not it's a boolean.
I mean, yeah, if touched.
But yeah, basically
if touched equals true, basically. Then Boomerang speed equals 50. Yeah. So it's not that's not a function.
No, that's an if statement. The way it's done is just like that, and then it connects to that. It's an event. It's an event. It's not a function. It's an event.
Alright.
I believe most programming languages call it a function. In Java it's called a method.
Interesting. Okay, so I've got that down.
Why do you have... Never mind.
So,
Okay. So, yeah, that's the method. Without mode. And basically, when it's called, it will just run the code, which is inside of it. Okay, so next you have to set your LM.
so run out mode is like. Oh, okay. So you told me the function run either autonomous or optimum.
Play off, right?
Okay, so autonomous. Okay.
Autonomous is autonomous. It's auto. And then teleoperator you can do.
Okay. And then what does Tiliap do?
Use the control. Autonomous is just the robot automatically doing things. Like for example, for autonomous, you can see it has a lot of errors. I don't know what Megan was doing to this, but it has a lot of errors in this. I don't know why, but yeah.
My finger stuck. Jesus. I'm sorry. Alright, what were you saying?
So, for example, it does that. It says power to negative. The more power basically will just turn. I don't know what happened to this. Oh wait, no, this is LT. This is the left. Okay, this is the left. I guess you deleted the left or something. Yeah, I probably deleted the left. But yeah, it automatically does that. So like in Teliat, you'd. Oh, I'll show you. Okay, so in Teliat, you use an actual input, but for autonomous, it's automatically doing it. Basically, autonomous is like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see. So like you're setting. You basically. So like, if you play video games. All right. So like, so basically, you're setting the controls. In a way, you're setting the controls through there for the phone.
Okay, so it's different from autonomous and Teleop. Teleop is like a player playing a game, right?
Yeah.
Autonomous is like the NPC.
Yeah. I get that.
Yes, this is what it's like.
Okay.
It's automatically, the computer is automatically doing it.
Okay, I understand what that is, but like, I mean, what Teleop and autonomous do now, but like, that is that just setting the controls?
What do you mean? Set power? Set power? What are you talking about?
What'd you say?
You mean set power? What are you talking about?
No, what do you mean? Show me the Teleop code.
Oh, Teleop code? This is a little bit more advanced. It's using all the things from autonomous, and it's easier when you know the things, but it's harder to understand everything for the first time. Which is why we don't teach Teleop until after autonomous.
Okay. So we're learning autonomous here.
Yeah, we're learning autonomous.
How long did it take you to learn the autonomous part?
I don't remember. I do remember I was really good at it the first year, but I didn't actually learn it.
You've been doing this for multiple years.
Yeah, I was here last year, and this is my second year. I didn't actually learn it last year though. I knew what this thing to do, but I didn't actually understand it. Kind of just copied it when I was told to do.
Yeah, that's what anybody can copy. That's what I don't want to do. I'm going to want to do it myself by understanding what everything does. You can go on.
Okay, so next, you set the direction of LM to reverse because
So reverse is a method, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an important method. So like on here, right? Particular motor. There's this tread. Right?
Yeah, okay, so LM.
No, wrong. So look up here. So these things would not go very well because this, it turns clockwise, right? It turns this wise, like that.
Yeah. Put the arrows, please. Alright.
Like that. And so this would be turning that way.
Yeah.
This one would be turning this way. It'd be turning opposite directions. So we have to set one to be the reverse.
Okay.
So it both goes the same direction. Because they're reversed on the
Oh, you flip the type.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're flipped. When you create the robot, it's flipped.
Okay.
And so you want to flip it back by setting one of them to be the reverse direction.
Is that the red piece?
Okay.
The green has to be on it too.
Okay. Direction.
Wait, let me see.
So like just like it says, you're just setting the direction to the reverse.
DC motor.
Just like it says right there.
Squeeze.
Is it not autofill?
Yeah, it's on.
Now,
So,
put the
what
piece on.
direction is also on the thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the next piece.
What is that?
It's like
What is direction?
it's like an
That. And it has to be matched where
well
it's even with the
in
front.
there
Backwards.
it's kind of like information. It's like
But make sure it's like
within the DC motor there's
The front.
direction value,
It's upside down.
and it's setting that direction value to reverse.
Okay. So, DC motor is the
upside down.
motor.
Yeah,
And
that's
then direction
look
is
at
telling
the-
like
look at while
is
you're putting this
within
in front.
DC motor there's direction that it can go, and then direction within that direction it can go reverse.
yeah. It's also forward and reset, I
with the
think.
green part on it.
Okay. All right. All
And
right.
then
Next, next part.
Okay. And that does wait for start.
Put the green one and put the red one on.
It's very important because it basically
With the
does
green
what
one.
it says. It waits for start. It waits for the cue to actually start the program. So on the phones,
Yeah.
no, this is-
Leave it on there. Flip it.
oh, it's on now.
No, leave it on there. Flip
So I
it.
can show you
Leave this on there. and
the
flip it.
robot
After
controllers.
flip
Now.
Listen, I'm stupid.
it. Now put the red piece in there.
You can try learning how to crimp this.
Put the
I have it on the Google. Google. It has it on there. How to crimp it.
So wait for start. What is that? Besides doing what it says.
I'm gonna show you actually.
Squeeze.
Should be.
Oh wait, no. Wrong side. Switch. Flip.
Okay. Let me know when you guys have that ready. I'm having trouble.
Squeeze.
I don't know how to crimp it. I don't know how to uncrimp it. It's like there's that.
Keep
What do you mean? Like I don't know how to move that from the thing. Oh, let's see.
So when do you guys have meetings?
Do you know how?
Every day.
I don't know. We can figure it out.
Really?
Well, now we have to go.
We have it
Well,
on
now,
Monday. I mean not Monday. Tuesday. I think. Tuesday.
Oh, when
This
the
is
next one is? Like officially?
It should. It's mostly every day.
Yeah, depending on if there's like any weather. Probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you getting this faster than I did?
Hmm?
Are you getting this? Like,
Yeah. I mean, like I know Python, so like it's just like yeah. I know some parts of Python, so I'm able to understand parts of this too.
I tried to do that.
how to
I understand none of
do
it.
this.
Yeah, you gotta start from square one. You know to understand this.
Maybe let's start with basic.
Fun fact.
Fail a button,
You
you
broke
get
it?
poked.
No, we didn't. Nothing is broken. I just
Okay.
actually don't know how to undo this
Am I
thing.
done?
Well, I assume that building is easier than coding this.
Do you know where it is?
Well, what are you? A junior?
I'm a freshman.
Oh.
I know.
No one thinks you're a freshman.
Nobody thinks
No, I'm kidding.
you're-
I'm a sophomore.
Okay.
Please stop lying to us, Morgan.
Alright, I'm a freshman. But yeah, everyone knows
I don't know how to undo this.
that I'm either a freshman or
There it
sophomore.
is.
So it's good.
Okay.
He's supposed
Use
to.
this tool.
Birthday comes late.
No one's ever actually used this.
Wait.
Oh, so your birthday's like before.
This is the hard path right
I
here.
don't know. I think it's like
See,
after.
like on here, there's LMRM, LT. So that's when you actually do the.
Does it have to do with this thing in here?
So
It's off.
That's what it looks like it should.
never rest.
Usually when you
No, it's good.
So we
you're
name
just
it
supposed to
LM.
close it more and it opens.
Yeah, but you can't close it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
no.
the issue.
Okay, so you name the motor name. Okay, we set the motor name here,
Yeah.
and then we also set the motor name here.
Yeah. So it could be next to two.
Okay, so if we made this, I don't know, TM, it would not work because it's not.
Yeah. It would not work. It would not work at all. It would just not
It's
load
my
code.
birthday.
Because it doesn't know what TM is.
Yeah.
We already set something for,
I mean,
you know.
I think it would.
LM.
I think it would load it, but if it's down here, it would.
Okay.
Like if it's like.
It would load it, but like it wouldn't work because it's not set to TM.
You do.
Yeah.
it would only load for RM because
Exactly.
like this whole code would load.
That really hurt my
But
thumb.
since this is not LM, it doesn't know what it's talking about. So
It says like positive and negative
and
on
then
it.
it just do whatever it wants
This
for
thing is
RM
really
because
cool.
you know it's defined.
Yeah.
This
Alright.
seems cool.
I think
Any of us
so.
knew how it worked.
It's kind of like, it's kind of hard to remember because like, yeah, now that it does cancel, it does
Why
load
does
it
no
all
one know how
out.
this thing works? And why is it so stuck?
We're still live, you know, just so you know. We're still
Still
live.
live. Interesting.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
I got
still
it.
live.
I got it.
We are?
They're still
Yeah,
alive.
we're still live.
They heard everything.
What are y'all talking about?
We're live.
Hey, we did it, bro.
There's an actual. There's an actual camera too.
Yeah, it has video and audio. You can look up our YouTube channel, Shackle Sergeants.
Interesting. I never knew we had that.
What's that for?
It's just, we're just recording. We're just having
One
it live.
second, guys. I apologize.
Okay, so you were asking.
Okay, so you guys were looking this up earlier, so you know how to put the other. I'll let you do that.
Do you know how to take this out now?
Yeah, you just
Who's
kind
on
of
there?
push it down more and this thing up.
Okay.
Okay.
Sometimes it likes to get a little.
Huh. Interesting.
That's not bad.
Actually, very
So
interesting.
yeah, that's how we do the mapping. And we first
So
start,
all
and then
this stuff, right? This is
then see right
important.
here. It waits for you to press it and then press that button right here. Then it's the start button to actually start. And so from
But did we set that on here?
the button,
The wait to start. Wait
Yeah.
To start. Wait to start is this.
yeah,
Right.
this is so you initialize it, which loads up the code, right? And then it waits for the time to start, which is signal to start. You press this button right here.
Okay, we initialize the code. So is this wait to start?
Yeah, that's wait for start.
Okay, we press it and then it's running the code for 30 seconds. But I didn't tell us to do that.
Yeah,
So it's running another code.
not running anything.
It's running my code for 30 seconds?
I mean, it's running another code because it's titled another thing. It's accessing a different code. But if you had this code and you imported it into the phones, it would run that code. It just wouldn't do anything.
Okay. And then like when I import this stuff, where's this stuff coming from? Is it coming from like a file on this computer?
Yeah.
You got me down.
Right here.
You have it?
20 minutes.
What did you say?
Are you gonna share if you bring it in?
What are you guys watching?
You just walk up.
Is that
It's a live
me?
stream. Yeah, it's a live stream.
Is it actually live?
Yeah, it's live. You can look it up. It has the audio and has the video.
You didn't tell me that. I could have just drove you up there.
Oh.
What, you're teen June?
I'm just seeing.
Okay.
I just want to learn it. I'm not here to be a part of it.
What's the status on the motor?
I don't know if it's separate. It's kind of empty.
Hey, what you give me, bro? I appreciate it. Hey, Rob. Hey, Josh. Yeah, I appreciate it. You know we're gonna be.
For you guys.
We just want one. We gonna be.
I didn't get fries.
I don't know. The code doesn't seem like
I really would prefer if you didn't ask anything about programming, because I'm the last person you should ask.
I mean, for the motors.
About
Bro,
the
these
motor?
are getting
I
so
don't know
much
how to do
cooler.
the motors. I didn't know you
Less
could cramp it. I don't
lettuce on here.
Can I get you a reference
But,
motor?
you know,
I just know you, yeah.
I'm just kind of looking better.
Are they feeding us? There?
That's tomorrow.
Why are you eating it here?
He asked, but there was really no defined answer, so he just ate here.
I mean, just like, why here though?
I mean, it doesn't make sense to eat it because there's a lot of confusion on it. So use common knowledge.
And you know they're recording, right?
They're not gonna see me.
No, they're not gonna see it.
Yeah,
you're
it's
right.
not outside the range.
But it just makes sense not to eat in a place where there's a lot of computers.
Oh, it's up there.
Oh,
I thought it was that one.
I thought it was that one. Wait a minute.
So after that, then there's while op mode is active, which basically just like a while loop. You know what a while loop is? Oh
Yeah. So while this code is true, it'll run.
yeah. While the condition is true.
But like, so if the boolean, you can be turned on and off. But you know, so while this if then else then statement runs, it'll run.
It's not. If it while this condition, it's
Okay.
it's not else. That's like that's a conditional. That's a,
So, alright, you want me to write that down too?
What's going down? Yeah. Right the.
Why?
I'm so inexperienced with this.
Op mode active. Op mode active. Okay. And then like do the squiggly line thing.
That's right.
Okay. So set if runtime dot seconds. So what are we calling it? Oh yeah, we're calling runtime. We already set runtime to elapsed time. So calling runtime. If and what's your name again?
Darius?
Alright, Darius. So like this if statement, want me to put it down? Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what an if statement is, right?
If whatever's in it, then it runs. Oh, if is like the prerequisites for something to run, right?
If the condition is met, then it runs.
Okay. But if is just a condition, and then
no, if is the condition.
What?
So inside the parentheses, that's a condition.
What you said?
Inside the parentheses, that's a condition right there.
Okay.
So what about seconds less than 4.75? That's the condition.
Runtime.
That's seconds.
Seconds. Inside runtime is seconds because inside elapsed time is seconds, right? Okay, because we basically named elapsed time runtime to save us time, like to make things to not confuse the code because we're going to use elapsed time more than once. Correct.
Not really.
Yeah, because we said elapsed time. Well, in that instance, we said elapsed time more than once.
It's a variable.
Mm-hmm. But we said a variable because we're going to use elapsed time more than once in two different instances. Correct.
That isn't really the reason why it's variable. It's because you're importing it, right? You can't import it without actually calling upon it.
Okay.
But because it's a class, it has to be called upon with like the new variable thing. It's a class. Well, now the reason why you can use other things like that set power or whatever, because maybe it's an interface, maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
Actually, it probably is an interface, probably actually. But that's like a new thing. It's a different thing. But yeah, just for now, we're talking about seconds less than whatever power or time, because like.
Okay. So less than.
Because it's a while loop, it'll loop and it'll repeat until that condition is no longer met. So while basically that if statement becomes a while loop, basically.
I know you're doing a tutorial and everything, Darius, but is that done yet?
Repeat what you said, Darius.
I'm trying to remove this.
You're trying to remove it?
Yeah, I'm trying to move this from there to push it upwards.
Repeat this. Repeat what you said.
So because it's inside of a while loop while I'm always active, it becomes a while loop basically, in theory. Because like
it becomes a while loop.
Yeah, the if statement, because it is an if statement, right? But because it's in a while loop, it's repeating, right?
Yeah.
And so while the first condition, while I'm always active, it'll loop that, which basically makes it, in theory, kind of like a seeded while loop.
Okay.
Do you need to like have a redo over, sir?
I don't know how to remove this.
I'm just gonna put this here.
No, David did it, but I don't know how to.
Okay.
I don't know, Robert.
Your explanation is it's there, but it's not there. You know.
It's a seated while loop because it's in a while loop already, and because it's conditional. The difference between a while loop and an if statement is that an if statement is one time, right? But a while loop repeats.
Okay.
So an if statement that is repeating is basically like a while loop.
Okay. Okay. So this if then statement is a seated while loop. Okay.
Yeah, basically. It's not really one, but because it's like one, because it's repeating, it basically is like one, so it can be considered a while loop.
Okay.
And then there's the else statement, which we always use at the very end to kind of stop it.
Okay. What about that LT that set power?
That's how we set the power of the motor.
So if that, then there's no then statement there.
Yeah, you don't need a then statement.
Why?
Bless you.
That's used in Roblox, but it's not used in here.
So it's automatically assumed. So the line under it is then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm using all this knowledge so I can use that to create a passive income through Roblox. Because you can make stupid, idiotic games that little kids play.
Oh yeah, I hate those things like hide and seek.
But you know, those kids will pay money for it.
It's a little bit more complicated than Java.
Especially for game passes and tools, they'll pay.
You should be learning actual Lua instead of learning this, because that's different.
Yeah, I know, but like this all this
got
stuff.
I got it.
Like, it's similar. Because I've been on the Roblox studio and trying to like you know get used to what everything does. This is helping. I just want to know how to think for myself, while also understanding what everything does, and this is helping in a way because they're connected.
Piece Factory is a little bit, it blends it pretty well. It's a little bit older, but it does explain pretty well. So I would say that's probably more of a better tutor than this. You'll get everything you can learn, and then like, you can do some private learning. Isn't Jen here? Or like Mrs. Harmon? Did you give him the money? I'll be back.
Okay. So how long is this?
Like this I think this practice is till 5:30, but the rest are like until 4.
Okay. No, I mean not this practice. I mean like robotics. How long?
Oh, like how long is robotics?
It's 5:30. So it's like basically 2 hours and 30 minutes.
No, like how long is it? Like the entire season?
Yeah.
Oh, a year.
A year.
Most of the year.
Yeah, basically it starts in like it starts in like the winter.
Yeah, but it's 2 comps.
So like, do you guys start doing stuff during the fall?
But it was like there's like a few practices a week, but
I mean, just to like familiarize yourself and learn what you're doing.
Yeah.
And train new people.
I was in marching band, so I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay. Gonna say, cause like me, when I first tried to get into this, like since I didn't know a lot of stuff, and what you did there is you use a lot of big words that people don't know.
I'm sorry.
So if you do that, you're gonna chase away people, because that's what they did when I did as a freshman. Because you know, as a freshman, I was like hella shocked.
I was shocked too. I didn't know what was going on. It just did not sink in the first day.
Yeah, I didn't stick with it because I played soccer every morning. So now, if I knew all of this, I would have actually, you know, stuck with this. All right.
We need to trip this. I think we need to trip this.
You want to continue doing this, or you will busy? We'll preoccupied?
Try to do. Yeah, I need to trip this. I'm gonna strip it. Can you hear me that? The wire stripper.
Yeah, I don't know names of these things.
Okay, so there's the else statement, which isn't up there, but we need to cancel everything for the else statement. So you did the. Anyone on the? Oh, you used to do the set power. After that, do the set power.
But I haven't defined LT.
LT?
No, I don't
You don't need LT. You can just make it LM. For you, it will be LM, but for me, it was LT,
Okay.
which is the left.
Set power.
Okay.
Double power.
Let's see if this works.
Power is so set power to negative. Why would the power be negative? How do you set power to negative?
That's just it's like going in reverse.
Oh.
Yeah.
Negative 0.5.
This is nothing to the wire stripper at all.
So it
Yeah,
goes.
this is the wire stripper. Okay.
So the power can be
This is
between.
the crimper. This is the wire stripper.
So the power can be between negative 1 and 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything higher than that will come up as an error.
Probably. I don't know for sure, but I would think so. Oh.
All right. What else?
Good morning. Okay. Then there's the else statement, which is kind of like an if else, but without the if. Okay. Is it kind of else? You know this. If else statements. You know that.
Yeah. So if this happens, this will also happen.
If else.
If else.
So if this condition is true, then Josh, when you take that over, you're gonna overheat the computer because it has fans at the bottom that those need to be ventilated. It's like
That computer's that bad?
Really?
all laptops need to.
No.
All laptops need to be on the fan. The fan's at the bottom, right?
Yeah, but it
That's
doesn't
how it
mean.
cools off. It cools off with the fan. So if you don't have it on,
Because you're blocking passive.
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna overheat.
Yeah, but that's what these are for. It's not like it's cutting off the ventilation.
I mean,
There's still
there
a little
is.
air gap.
It is
Yeah,
cutting
but
off
like
the air.
it's
It is
cutting off like a large portion. It's basically meant to be like ventilated, and it's like you're limiting the ventilation, which is why it's up.
I just thought.
You thought wrong.
I guess so.
Okay, so yeah, if else statement. So if the condition is true, then this, else this.
Okay. I get it.
Yeah.
I understand it.
Basically for
Do I
this,
put
if
brackets
one,
there?
you do the braces, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
So if runtime that seconds.
Oh, nope, that's the wrong
So if it has
one.
been running for less than 4.7 seconds, 0.75 seconds,
Yes.
then it'll set the power to -1, -0.5.
I do agree with
If
that.
it is above or equal to 4.75, then it'll do the other one, which is
Okay, but
0.
it's not letting me write it else. It's not the same thing, you know?
you put it on top of the brace.
Oh.
Yeah.
On the brace.
Yeah, that's how you know like it's connected, because then it's just like, yeah, you don't want inside or outside.
Else.
I'm gonna actually need this first, actually.
Stop.
Oh, no, it's not.
It's so difficult to make.
If
So they got me in the motor.
oh, I forgot to put the bracket there. It needs a bracket there. Bracket there. There it is. So bracket right here, and then bracket else.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's not in the same like line thing, you know?
Because I pressed tab.
What?
I pressed tab.
Oh,
Oh wait, what do you mean by line space? You mean like how it's like straight? Oh, you mean that straight? Yeah. You want to
let me copy
tab.
this.
That's pretty good.
I don't know why I did that. I'm gonna try to do something. I don't want to ruin the stream.
This is perfect. Like, why does it turn out that way?
This?
How do you go back? Like, how do you like
Undo.
Yeah, there you go. It's not working. It's just making me go backwards.
Control Z.
Oh.
Maybe.
Control Z. Control Z.
get it. Then you press the enter.
Okay, so what's the problem?
Copy. And let me troubleshoot this also.
Okay.
Oopsies, two of these. That's not what we want.
Oh, I see what. Wait.
Yeah,
You have to what you did. You forgot.
we have to do this. Paste.
You wanna like explain what you're doing, Cassius?
I am making buttons for the team to hand out to people. And yeah, it's a very difficult process.
Else.
I'm gonna
There
show
we
off
go.
some of your buttons here.
Else. Oh, it's alright. We get to the way sometimes. Else.
These are the buttons.
Else.
I'm gonna sit down for you. Okay.
Zero.
These are some buttons here.
Can't you just put 0 in there?
For 0? Oh, wait, what do you mean? For what? Yeah, if the else, yeah.
That means for the set power.
Yeah, this is the
You don't have to
else.
put 0.0.
Yeah, just put 0. I like to put 0.0. Okay, so you see here, there's our design here.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is good lighting. Probably not, but here's our design. This is for our buttons. 2408.
Don't you have a file of your design? What? Don't you have a file of your design that you can just, paste there, I guess?
You mean for this? Buttons?
Probably.
Yeah, like what he's doing right now. You just lift it up for the camera. See? He's cutting out, like he printed out images. I'm assuming, right? You printed out images.
So then take the picture of the images and paste it on there. What you trying to do?
Buttons.
Oh, you're making buttons.
Yeah. So you have to print out the images and then cut them out and then put them into like that thing, which makes it into a button.
Oh, so that's how you
I don't
make
know the full
buttons.
process. You wanna explain the full process to us?
How do you make a button? Alright, guide me step by step.
Take that purple piece out.
I'm gonna.
Oh.
Let me move the camera a little bit closer.
Now do
Oh, okay.
push that, push down, push that, just, no, other way. Top part, so we're going to push that. And then do that, you can add a back on it. But this back has to look equal to the front, so you can take the red piece off now. And see how the front, or this part is facing upward like that. You got to get this part facing upwards like that. So this will go back here.
Okay. So upwards, you said.
Yeah.
So how do you know what's upwards?
You can like put the big piece in the front, like look at the astronaut's head, and just put it in the back.
Okay, so like put it on. Push it there.
And then put this piece in there.
On here.
Yeah. And then put the red piece on there.
Okay.
And then you put this there.
Okay. Wow. We're basically making a sweat factory on you guys.
You squeeze.
Squeeze real hard.
Yeah.
Okay. So like, what else?
Oh, you can do a few more, like just do a few more times.
Yeah, you want it nice and tight.
Oh shoot! That's probably done anyway. You can take it out.
It looks pretty messy.
I don't know.
Oh.
It's well, it's supposed to look like this one. Just like this.
Oh.
But it's like flaky. But
Like
it's
all,
fine.
like all of these buttons right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Buttons right there.
You did a pretty good job.
Not all of these are normal. Oh, this is a tasty hazard.
Nice.
You want to actually do one from the beginning?
No, I'm good.
You want to
Alright.
continue learning a little bit?
Huh?
Yeah, let's finish this first.
Yeah, after we're done with this, because I'm hungry. I'm trying to go home.
Okay. There's like, it's 5:04 because we're gonna leave soon, which means the stream will be over soon.
No.
What?
5:15.
We clean up at like 5:20.
No, I'm saying don't we leave at 5:15?
No, we clean up at 5:20, right? I believe
I
so.
thought we
I don't know.
I mean, I guess we start cleaning up at 5:15 because we leave at 5:20 basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So, look at this. This camera's not gonna catch it very well, but whatever. This is a method.
Have become accustomed to the method.
So this is the method. It's private void, which means it's only usable in
A private void. Oh, private void means like it's only usable on this code, and void is I forgot what void is.
it doesn't return anything.
What do you
It means it doesn't return anything.
It doesn't.
So like you make it private string to send if you're going to return a string.
Okay.
But because it doesn't return anything, you make it private void. Because it's just doing something.
Okay.
Because it's doing an action, you're not returning anything. So it would be void.
Okay, it's not returning a string, that's why it's void.
Yeah.
So if okay, yeah, okay.
That's just strictly a string. Any valuable, not any variable type. Like an integer, an object, anything. Like even like in the last time, you can return that as well. But it's not in this one. And then it's named descend, and then there's parameter. You know what a parameter is? It's used in Lua as well for functions. It's basically like when you call a function. You know what I call a function?
If it's already defined, we just call that, right?
Yeah.
If we set a function equal to a variable, then we'll just call that variable. Can't you do that?
You mean a variable? So a variable equal to like a number or anything, and then just calling it?
No, I mean like you create a function and then you create a small little name for that, like basically you set a name for a function, then you call up that function if you want something to run, right? Could you do that?
You can call a function and make it do something, but you don't set it equal to anything. You can put things into the function, but the function itself is not equal to something. Like up here, this is a variable. This is not a function. This is a variable. It's a little bit different than a function because a function is already using existing code to like do something, and it's just like by itself. It's like this has a class, right? You can't really make a variable with a method or a function in your case. But yeah. So it uses the parameter inches, which means a parameter is like you are giving it something. It's a requirement. So I'll show you.
Parameters like an if-then statement with the requirements?
Not exactly. So like oh wait. Why is this not working? She deleted everything, okay. Oh wait, no, it's right here actually. Never mind. She didn't delete it, she just made a comment. Okay. What's not working still? Oh wait, yeah. Of course it's not. Yeah, it's okay. I was having a brain fart there. That's why it's not loading. Yeah, drive, like that. That's how you call a function. You can just do that like that. And so it's calling the function drive, and it's using the parameter inches. But here we're setting the parameter equal to something. So in this case, equal to 3.
Yeah, the parameter is inches. Parameter is a form of distance, right?
No.
What can parameter be in the form of?
It could be anything. It's basically a variable.
Okay.
It's like a temporary variable.
So, so you call the function, and inside that function is a variable, and then that variable inside the function is called a parameter.
So like, kinda, like the parameter is like it's its own personal variable, like a temporary, personal, private variable. It's only usable in that function, and it's only going by that one name that's already given to it. So, you can see in here, inches. This is used as it, like that. Multiple times you see it. That's the variable, and when it's called, it's set equal to 3.
Okay. I don't see the equal sign there.
Yeah.
So you just call it inches 3?
Yeah, and then it automatically says the parameter is inches.
Inches.
In the
Inches 3 inches.
Yeah, that because the parameter name is inches, it calls it inches.
But what does it recognize the 3 as?
It's the value of the parameter.
So it recognizes it as the value of the parameter because you put a space there, or is that a colon?
Semicolons.
No. Is that a colon within, like right next to the parameter?
This right there.
No. Go back. No. Inches. Where inches is that?
This.
No. Where inches is that?
Oh, this.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's automatically put there.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. It's just drive 3, but because of the actually, I think I can show you how. Like that, you see?
Oh,
it turns back. Yeah, that's what it actually is, but because it automatically says inches, that's the parameter name. So, yeah.
Well, this is really helpful. Like
Yeah.
You're teaching me, but I'm gonna look like. Because like I'm not gonna use my knowledge, the application that you taught me for making robots. That's not my end goal. Because like this would be helpful if I was making like a machine, but like are you basically making an app, or you like coding for a machine?
Coding for a machine.
Okay.
But parameters are used in functions as well. You use parameters in functions as well, and it's the same. It's basically, I believe it's the same thing. It's just like it's worded differently because it's Python and it's like a Lua Python, but it's basically the same at its core.
Okay.
You're still using a parameter, and it's still setting it as a temporary variable, but you don't use private, you don't use public, you don't use void. You just it's made where it can be really easy to use. But it's also like you don't have as much control over it. Because look at this, you have to code everything from scratch. And it's like, it's much harder that way, but because we're robotics, we have it already imported some piece of code which does do things like set power. This is, someone else already made this as like an interface.
Okay.
I believe that's what it's called, an interface, I believe.
So like all this stuff that you're calling, somebody. So it's basically most of this is pre-written code.
Yeah.
But you're using that pre-written code in a different way to, make this machine do this, and that.
It's pre-written code, but we're using it by, for like example, set power. We're giving it.
I do know what set power does. Like, there's a comment about it?
Yeah, it should be a comment. I don't know how.
Okay. Because it tells me that set power is a void, like, and you told me a void, and it might give you back a string.
Yeah, it just does something. It's not really. It would be a void, but like, I believe it might be an interface. I'm not totally sure because I have not completed my lesson in computer science yet. But from what I know, I would classify it as an interface. But yeah. And there's inside of this function, which is a lot of stuff you don't need to know because this is all robotic stuff. And it's basically just the same thing. It's just using the basic thing for now. So for you, things to take away and remember, functions, which could be kind of like this, which really you could just think of just as a parameter. Parameters and while loops, if statements, and that's about it. I think. I don't think they use extends. So variables, while loops, if then statements, and parameters. That's all you really need to know for what you're gonna use. Okay, I'm gonna chop the tree now.
Well, thank you for your